Chapter 1180 spoilers just dropped, and Imu just broke the entire power scaling of One Piece. Zoro went all out, Sanji attacked, and both of them got shut down instantly with no damage, no struggle, just pure domination. This isn't Elbaf being unbeatable anymore. This is the moment we realize we were completely wrong. Because Imu didn't just enter the battlefield, he took over. In a matter of seconds, he frees the Holy Knights, revives them, and overwhelms the strongest fighters on the island like it's nothing. And that's the scary part. This isn't even a real fight yet. This is just Imu casually showing his power. And after this chapter, one thing is clear. Everything we thought we knew about strength in One Piece just changed completely. So picture this. The Straw Hats and Giants are scattered all over Elbaf, cleaning up the mess from the Holy Knights' attack, and then Imu makes his move. But Imu doesn't show up for some big speech. He teleports straight from their castle into the middle of Elbaf, because he needs to rescue their fallen Holy Knights. This isn't a slow invasion, it's a lightning strike. Imu is moving with an urgency that makes you wonder if they have a time limit, or maybe even a permanent injury from that war 800 years ago. The first person to see this nightmare is Zoro. Imu appears right in front of the giantess Gerd, not to fight her, but to free a Holy Knight she captured. And in a terrifyingly casual move, Imu just slices off some of her fingers. The disrespect is insane. Imu doesn't see the Legends of Elbaf as a threat. They see them as furniture. This one act of brutal cruelty is all it takes. The giant Hyruden flies into a rage and lunges, but gets stopped by another giant, who loses his own leg just trying to hold him back. It's complete chaos, and this is where we see Imu's true demonic power for the first time. Zoro sees what's happening to his new allies and gets furious, but before he can even move, Imu unleashes an ability that breaks every rule we know. It's a tiny, concentrated ball of black flame called Omen. This isn't like any fire we've seen before. It's an explosive, godlike flame that seems tied to Imu's devil form. But Imu doesn't use it to attack. Instead, the Omen flame is used to revive the fallen Holy Knight. This isn't just an attack, it's power over life and death. The message is terrifyingly clear. You can't beat Imu's subordinates as long as their king is on the field. The despair is real. They aren't fighting an emperor, they're fighting a devil who can rewrite reality. This is the moment that would break the internet. This is where the wings of the Pirate King get torn off. Zoro, absolutely enraged by the attack on the giants, goes all out. He uses the one move we've all been waiting for, King of Hell, Onigiri. This is the peak of his power, the same attack that let him scar Kaido and overwhelm a Lunarian. It's an attack worthy of the world's strongest swordsman, and Imu blocks it with his tail. Let that sink in for a second. A bladed tail, part of Imu's demon form, just effortlessly stopped an all-out attack from King of Hell Zoro. The power gap isn't a gap, it's a canyon. And before Zoro can even believe what just happened, Imu counters. He throws another Omen black flame, and this time it hits Zoro right in the face, leaving him a bloody mess. Zoro, the guy who took a combined attack from two Yonko, is taken out of the fight in 1 second. And the nightmare is just getting started. With Zoro down, Imu unfolds these giant, black bat-like wings and flies across the island at an impossible speed. His next target is Sanji, and just like before, the first thing Imu does is use the Omen Flame to revive another fallen Holy Knight. Sanji, who's supposed to be as fast as light, launches a powerful kick. Imu doesn't even use their tail this time. He blocks Sanji's kick with his own leg, then hit him with a counter kick wrapped in the same explosive black fire. Sanji is sent flying, completely and totally dominated. In just a few moments, the two guys who beat King and Queen, the two pillars holding up Luffy, were swatted aside like they were nothing. This hypothetical chapter makes one thing brutally clear. The Straw Hats are not ready. All their wins in the New World feel like a joke compared to the world's real ruler. This isn't just a loss, it's a message that the crew needs a serious upgrade. So how is this even possible? How can the guy who defeated the world's strongest creature, Gear 5 Luffy, be on the sidelines while his two best men get dismantled in seconds? The answer is that Imu isn't just the final villain, he is a completely different kind of being. First, let's talk about that demon form. The spoilers describe a bladed tail and black wings, which basically confirms Imu has the original Devil's Fruit, the Akuma no Mi itself. This isn't just a zone, it's the source of all demonic power. Those omen black flames aren't just for burning things, they can literally bring people back to life, which means Imu has control over life force or souls. That's the power of a god, not a fighter. But that's not even the scariest part. The chapter would reveal a way more twisted ability, demonic contracts. Imu doesn't just beat the legendary giant captains, Dory and Bragi. That would be too easy. Instead, Imu corrupts them, forcibly turning them into monstrous demons with infinite regeneration and immortality. They're not proud Elbaf warriors anymore. They're now Yonko-level puppets for the world government. Imu doesn't have to defeat an army, they can just steal it. And then there's Imu's weapon. He casually blocks Zoro's best attack with a polearm, which is almost definitely one of the 12 supreme grade blades, just like Whitebeard's. But get this, it has the terrifying ability to absorb an opponent's conqueror's haki. The very willpower that defines the strongest people in the world can be turned against them. Think about it. We've seen the 5 elders transform into giant demonic monsters, and every single one of them is a powerhouse. And yet they all kneel to Imu. Their power is just a gift from Imu, one that can be taken back at any time. The strength of all 5 elders combined is just a tiny fraction of their master's power. Finally, there's the ultimate cheat code, immortality. For years, we've guessed Imu is immortal from the Op Fruit's perennial youth surgery. This chapter would prove it. The regeneration, bringing his knights back to life, tanking attacks without a scratch, it all points to a being you can't kill with normal attacks. You can't kill what cannot die. The instant destruction of Zoro and Sanji isn't even the main event of the chapter. It's just the warm-up act. It's the moment that resets the entire power scale of One Piece. Kaido, Big Mom, the admirals, they were all just gatekeepers. Imu is the final boss, a god who plays by a different set of rules. The Straw Hats' entire journey has led them to a wall that they have absolutely no chance of climbing right now. The chapter would end with a terrifying cliffhanger. With the wings of the Pirate King broken and Luffy still out of commission, Imu turns to their real target. He isn't here for the Straw Hats. He's here for Loki, the Prince of Elbaf, who wields the power of the mythical dragon Nidhogg. And the chapter ends with Imu facing him down. We're about to see a literal devil versus a mythical dragon god. This is the setup for the final battle we're all waiting for. Imu versus Luffy, the devil versus the sun god Nika. Imu left their throne because a new god showed up in the world, and there's only room for one. This event in Elbaf would be the second Sabaody, a crushing defeat that forces the Straw Hats to realize there's a level of power they can't even touch yet. Not yet. So, if a chapter like this actually dropped, it leaves us with one massive question. After seeing this level of absolute power, what could possibly defeat Imu? Is it the ancient weapons? Is it some lost technique from the Void Century? Or is it going to take every single friend Luffy has ever made to even stand a chance? This isn't about one pirate crew anymore. This is about the entire world fighting back against its secret god. Let me know your craziest theories in the comments below. What is the one thing that you think can finally take Imu down? And don't forget to like and subscribe, because the final war is just getting started.